Oh.
Everybody look okay? Oh, shoot, we're on. Oh.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Hi. Hello, everyone. Megan Shane from Diane Leonard Consulting and Grant Writing Services and Agile and Nonprofits. And I am the acting Scrum Master for both of our teams. So I am so excited to be joined here with Diane Leonard and Jessica Crowley. And I get asked all the time as the training Scrum Master as why we call it Agile and Nonprofits and not Scrum and Nonprofits. And I figured having both of our team members here, we could talk about that a little bit and answer your question. Diane?
Yeah, right? That's a loaded question. Why did we do it? Did it make for a better domain name? Was it a better logo? Well, no, it wasn't quite that simple. So really, if we think about what Agile is, it's an umbrella term, but Scrum is the framework that we're most commonly teaching to nonprofits. And actually, you might not know this if we thought about the timeline of what came first. This is like chicken or the egg. Scrum came before Agile. But Agile is the term that more nonprofit board members, leaders, and staff members are familiar with. So we want them to feel comfortable that we're talking about ways that their team can do work in a different way to improve the speed and the way in which they deliver impact in their community. But that Scrum framework that was co-created by Jeff Sutherland and Ken Schwaber, that's actually been around for a lot longer than Agile. So tiny little history lesson there in terms of the difference. Like I said, Agile is an umbrella, Scrum's a framework, and Jessica's actually got a lot of experience in a number of different frameworks, not just Scrum. So Jessica, as a newer member of our team, when you think about the difference, Agile and nonprofits versus Scrum and nonprofits, what comes to mind for you?
I think about the fact that, like you said, Agile is an umbrella term, and I've introduced people to Scrum, but also to things like Kanban. Kanban's another framework for approaching agility. And the thing about Kanban is that you can approach it where you're at with no additional roles or events or artifacts. It really is about visualizing the states of work and how that work flows through your organization and ends up with delivering desirable products or features to your community. And that value, it's really that you can get started right away, get started now. One of the best and my most absolute favorite books about Kanban is this book. It's called Personal Kanban, and you can find it on Amazon. It's an easy read. But the purpose of this book is really talking about how you can get started with a couple of simple swim lanes and columns to do in progress and done, and watch how work flows and where work gets stuck. Those are your bottlenecks. And then how you can start to limit what are in each of those columns so that you can provide a increased flow of value to your community. And the goal is to shorten the time that it takes to do work. So I really like Kanban, and I also love Scrum as well.
And, I think that the two of them, there's a lot of ways that Kanban gets used by Scrum teams, right? So Kanban's really great to use, per that book, by yourself. As a Type A, Enneagram 3, I love managing my own work and thinking about what I have to do and then moving it all the way to done. There's nothing that feels more gratifying in a day than moving it all the way to done, right? And then taking that idea and that excitement. I think that's a great way to hook your colleagues in terms of thinking about a larger Scrum team, right? So it's like a place of entry before you start talking about meetings and framework and events, right? I think what's so cool is that with your years of experience in different sectors, and well, I hate to admit how many years I've been in the nonprofit field. You might know how old I'm about to be, but I think it's really cool to take all those different examples and help nonprofits figure out what's right for them, the way that their teams are structured. Just like when we talk about grant teams on our writing side, all grant teams look a little bit different. And so using the different frameworks under Agile to help these nonprofits that are excited about creating impact faster, well, I don't care what we call it, right? Agile and nonprofits or Scrum and nonprofits, I can't wait to help these nonprofits create impact faster. And I think I'm speaking for Jess and Meg as well, that's why we're here. And it's not to say, here's the prescribed way that you have to do it in order to be successful, but rather to help you navigate your Agile journey.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
Meg, we've got some pretty cool stuff coming up, don't we? How can people find out about how to support their Agile journey?
We do, absolutely. You can simply visit our website at www.agileandnonprofits.com. And you can also just email us directly. You can email me, Megan, Megan, at dhleonardconsulting.com. And I'm more than happy to answer any questions if I can. If not, Diane and Jess are right here waiting for to answer those questions, or I can schedule a training for you and we can start that Agile journey. Thank you so much, Diane and Jess, for joining us today and answering the #1 question. If you guys have any other questions, please feel free to comment down below.